Another mic check. 1, 2. Podium mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check, check, 1, 2.
All right, thank you everybody for coming today. My name is Heather Zygmuntovich. I am the Chief of Special Housing Programs at the City of Detroit. I have had the distinct pleasure of getting to work both with the mayor and an amazing team of Detroiters to start the Renew Detroit ARPA Home Repair Program. We're announcing two really big things today. The first thing that we want to tell anybody who has not heard about this program before, our second phase of applications are going to open tomorrow. We are going to be selecting 1,000 new homeowners to take advantage of this program. And the reason why you want to know that is because we are standing in front of one of the homes that got selected in the first phase. So this is some of the first construction that is starting on this program. It was actually a year ago today that we announced Renew Detroit. And that we really took a step forward in creating this opportunity to do so much more home repair than we've been able to do at the city previously. So I'm going to give you a couple quick stats on what this program is, who it is for, and then I'm going to hand it off to the people who really matter because they are benefiting from it today. So Renew Detroit is now a $45 million home repair program. We have two phases. The first phase is for 1,000 roof replacements. We started that last year. This is the work that is starting to commence. That work is going to continue on into 2023 and 2024. Tomorrow, phase 2 applications are going to open. It will be just like last year. So the applications will be open for 1 month for the month of October. You can apply online. You can hit a button at www.detroitmi.gov/renewdetroit and click apply for phase 2. That button will be live tonight, so if you go and click on it right now, it's going to say, sorry, we're not open yet, but that's going to open at midnight tonight. You can start calling tomorrow if you prefer not to do your business online. You can also call to put your application in. That's at 313-244-0274. We have a joint application hotline with the Detroit Tax Relief Fund. So there are 3 requirements to get into this program. We're trying to make it as simple and streamlined as possible. You either need to be a senior or a disabled homeowner. You need to have a 2022 HOPE property tax exemption, and you also need to not have had a home repair grant from the City of Detroit for the last 10 years. If you are eligible for that program, then we go through a series of different criteria, primarily how long you've been in your home, to determine who will be selected. And that is how we ended up here today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the mayor to say a little bit more.
All right. Well, Ms. Dean, I just want you to know Joe Biden is now fixing your roof. These are the American Rescue Plan funds that President Biden got appropriated, and the city of Detroit got $827 million, one of the largest amounts in the United States. And so when you deal with the federal government, you got all kinds of bureaucracy. We had to go through a whole lot of hoops to start the programs. But this is one of the first ones out of the gate. We are now doing 1,000 roofs, basically for seniors and disabled who had owned their homes for several years in this community. Because we believe if you secure the outside, you got folks who can work away at the inside. But if there's water coming through the roof, you can't do anything. And so Ms. Dean used to work for me when she drove at Smart, and I ran the Smart bus system. She had the same cheerful demeanor then that she has now, but she came into this neighborhood when it was down, and she's hung in there, and she deserves to have this kind of help from the city. And so the first 1,000 have been selected. As Heather said, tomorrow morning at 8, we start to select the next 1,000. So don't push the button today, right? Don't push the button today. It will say it doesn't work. You'll be mad at me. Wait till 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and go to the Renew Detroit website at detroitmi.gov. And I know the team here is helping you get your HOPE exemptions, which is for individuals of low income. And if you're over 62 and disabled, we can get you on that list. There's a good chance you'll get selected. And in the phase 2, the next 1,000, you're going to have 2 choices. In the first phase, you had to do the roof, and we had plenty of people who needed a roof. Now it's going to be either the roof or the windows. So if your roof is already secure, but the air is blowing in your windows, we'll redo it and put in a first-class window system so you're secure in your home. And to see what's happening here, I didn't ask this question. My guess is if we drove down the street 3 or 4 years ago, you wouldn't see people fixing up houses along here, right?
Right.
You can see what's happening, and you're going to watch when we get Ms. Dean's roof done. I think you're going to see more and more investment in this community. And somebody told me their son did the Blue House down the street. Quite a talent there. But this is what's happening in neighborhoods. You probably thought you were forgotten, but you're not. You're not. Everybody who stayed. I didn't get elected by the 200,000 people who moved out of this city. I got elected by the people who stayed. All right? And I never lose sight of that every single day. And it's people like Ms. Dean who deserve a little bit of help for hanging in there with us. So it's been an interesting journey, but every step of the way, there's been a council member who fights to get the houses down, who fights to get the parks cut, who fights to get new parks into District 3, who fights to get new jobs into District 3. He has been absolutely outstanding, and he wanted to be here today to celebrate. So let me turn this over to Councilman Scott Benson.
Thank you, Mayor Duggan, and good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
And so today is a perfect example of how residency has its privileges. And as Mayor Duggan just alluded to, when people thought that they were forgotten, we're bringing resources back into the neighborhoods. And so when you talk about $826 million coming from the federal government, one of the largest awards to a city, you also have to think the federal government also looks at cities that can spend that money and know how to use that money. And this is proof that the city of Detroit knows what it's doing. It knows how to partner with this private sector and make sure that our long-term residents get the resources that they need and that they deserve. So we need to give another hand to the hard-working men and women of the HRD department for making this happen. And so for me, it is just a great level of pride to be here and see this type of activity going, see our residents out here today, and as was alluded to by Ms. Dean earlier and her family, this is just one huge family here. And so we have a number of neighbors who will come out to see this, and they're now seeing what it means when the city is reinvesting in its community. And I want to bring up Ms. Dean, who is the beneficiary and recipient of this brand new roof. And when they talk about push the button at 12:01 a.m., push the button. Be prepared to apply. Those dollars have to be spent. And we as a city have the expertise to make sure we're bringing out quality contractors, and we're using local contractors as well to make sure we put those investments into your home, make those repairs. But I want to make sure Ms. Dean comes up here and can tell her story about this, but she also promised something to me. Ms. Dean promised me she was going to give us a rendition of a song, so I didn't want her to forget that promise she made to me. So Ms. Dean, come on up, please.
Well, good afternoon, family. I'm happy to see everybody here. I am so excited to have a roof and so emotional because I never ever dreamed this could happen to me. So I want to thank Mayor Duggan, the City Council, Renew Detroit for help navigate me through the process of the paperwork. And I'd like to thank the contractors, DMC, for doing the work. And I am just extremely happy. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I can't help it because I'm just so happy. And I thank you so much. And all of you guys are family to me. So thank you very, very much. And no singing.
Oh,
Thank you.
Harley Brown, you want to say something?
Well, Mayor,
This is the man who's fixing the roof.
it's Mike. You want to come up here with me too?
Yeah, thank you.
We are DMC, and the mayor has done a wonderful job, him and his staff, to select Detroit headquartered businesses. And it's We had one project that we finished about 6 months early. This job here will be done in 2 days. This roof will be on. So, and we also have a local contractor that comes and supplies our gutters. Could you want to come up here, Richard? And Richard is the father and son. And so it continues to hire Detroit-based companies and to hire the labor from people who live in Detroit. And this mayor has done a wonderful job, and we need to give him a round of applause for being innovative and taking that stand.
Yeah. Also, I would like to add, introduce Antonio and Alia. Antonio is a graduate from Michigan State University, and he was looking for a job, and we got him on DMC board, and he's been now is the guy who's handling this project. Same is Alia. Alia is trying to finish her undergrad. She's on her final semester, and we promised her a tangible and long-term sustainable employment. All this happens because of the mayor. We get projects here, and we are trying to hire local residents here for our projects. And also, I want to introduce, he's a Wayne State University graduate. We have brought him on board.
Right.
He was also a master's from LA, but we brought them back in here, and we said Detroit's got the hope. So he's moved into Detroit, and he's a part of our team. Thanks again, Mayor, for all your support.
Right.
You gotta start sending these guys get their MBAs from Michigan.
All right. We have Tony, though, now. Okay.
These are the guys which we hired for all our jobs they've been
Good to see
doing.
you.
Father and son.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
How are you? Good to see you. All right. Did anybody have any questions? We're just gonna hang out. Come on up and ask them, and we'll just hang out up here. Come on. All right.
That's family too. Thank you so much.
I'm the owner of DMC.